Hello and welcome to the most epic dream, World of Darkness Part 2. We're going to be picking up right where we left off, and if you didn't see the previous episode, I would highly recommend you click the first link in the description. I remember the melee combat as more of a blur than anything, mostly because I was getting smacked around quite a lot, or if you think about most of the fights that you ran in your life, you remember a couple of key moments, but not the whole 5 or 10 minutes of brawling, and that's kind of how it was with this. However, in those few moments, all of us were able to learn two very important things. Number one, vampires are stronger than humans. They are just significantly stronger than us, regardless of size, shape, muscle mass, whatever. When they hit hard. However, vampires are also slower than us. They're just not as swift, maybe a little bit lethargic, and maybe a little bit more brittle too. They don't take quite as much damage. They have a tendency to crack instead of bend. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with being undead, maybe it has not enough blood in their system. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll take the slight speed advantage. I'll take any advantage I can at this point, because I'm in pure panic mode. Like, I haven't even had time to process this information. I'm just purely panicking. And so we start fighting. And the idea for us is, since we're a little bit faster, we can avoid the tasers and the super hard strikes, and then, you know, return or just punch or try and steal a stick or a taser or something. And as long as we can keep moving fast, we have the advantage even with the numbers down. They really don't have a complicated strategy and just seem to want to bludgeon us to death, just hit us super hard. And the few times I got hit, or kind of hit, it just was like dump trucking. It was awful. It was like getting punched by an MMA guy, just making me sick, like some of the hardest hits I've ever had in my entire life. And the fight was brutal. It was absolutely awful. They just crushed people's skulls. They were popping eyes. Other people tried to, they would tase one guy and all pile on him, and we'd try and tackle them and push him off the guy being tased and get him back up so he could fight. And we managed to actually kill a few of them by breaking their necks. Some crazy guy rammed a baton all the way through one. I don't even know how you do that with riot gear, but I guess that's dream logic for you. And again, they killed a few of us just by whacking us in the back of the neck. And after, probably, in my mind, it's like 15 minutes, right? But it's probably just like 3 minutes of really brutal fighting. There were 5 people, 5 things left standing. 2 humans, me, and one really sketchy looking guy who looked like Scooby from Scooby-Doo, except he had dreads. Like, this dude probably smoked more weed than I've ever seen in my entire life. And 3 vampiric security guards. So, thankfully, we're still doing okay. 2 larger males, even one that's probably kind of high, versus 3 vampire security. And I could hear one of them say to take us down quickly since dawn was coming. And I'm like, dawn was coming? Maybe I have some hope here. But I didn't even have time to process that, because as soon as I say that, 2 of them jump on me. They decided to 1v1 the stoner guy and 2v1 me. Thankfully, I'm faster, and I've already survived the fight, and I realize my advantage. So I'd liken it to be kind of like Captain America versus the regular guys and the Winter Soldier, right? Like, he wasn't that much better than them, but he was swift enough to make them kind of look like clowns, and that's what's happening here, except I really can't get hit, because if they hit me once, I'm probably going to die. In all this chaos, I managed to get a nice solid kick to one of these guys' legs and break it backward, just kind of chicken leg that thing, and then I managed to grab his baton as he's falling and just ram it in the other one just as hard as I possibly can, right in the chest, right through the heart, right through the security armor like it was made of paper. I don't even know how that's logical or if it's even possible, but I did it. And then the guy with the broken leg is trying to crawl away. I can just walk up behind him, pull his helmet, and just curb stomp his face right into the ground. And then I turn around and I look back at my stoner friend just in time to see him get his head absolutely smashed in by a baton, just like absolutely crushed right between the eyes. Eyes pop out, brains go everywhere, blood, and it's a huge mess. His body slumps over, and I finally get a chance to look at the last security guard standing, whose helmet has been pulled off. I assumed that my stoner friend was trying to do the neck-breaking strategy so that we could just kill him or whatever, but that it didn't quite pan out for him. Surprisingly, the last security guard standing was not male. It was a female. It was actually a smaller-framed Spanish woman. Not huge, probably about 5'5", 5'6", a little bit small, a little bit thicker, maybe a little bit more on the muscular side. You know, she could work out because she did security, and quite the looker, if I say so myself, despite being vampiric and largely covered in blood or whatever, but not too bad looking. And I'm not exactly sure how Spanish people can be pale, but she was a little bit paler than regular Spanish because, I don't know, maybe vampire magic. But there we are, 2 people left, last 2 standing on either side. We're both covered in various amounts of black and red blood, the black being from the vampires and the red being from myself, and I can hear the chaos going on behind me in the airport. Like, I'm standing facing her, and then behind her is the window of the airport, and I can just hear people screaming, and I look up and I can see it's a bloodbath in there. Anybody that didn't make it to the outside just isn't going to make it because the super serious police squad has showed up, but it's just us on the outside, and she's got 2 police batons, kind of like Talum in Soul Calibur or something like that. I've got nothing. I've just got my bare hands. She's well equipped, well armed. She looks like she knows how to use these things like some martial arts or something, and I'm panicking. There are no words exchanged. All of that description was just a brief look, just setting the scene. As soon as we locked eyes, she just charged right in, screaming, yelling, trying to swing and smack me and kill me, and I'm trying my best to dodge and evade every hit, but it's not going so well. She's getting closer and closer, and I'm getting slower, and she's starting to nick me here and there and get a glancing blow here, and every time I get smacked, I get weaker, I get more disoriented, and she ain't even hitting me at full strength, like I'm just barely scraping by. And I'm just gonna ask you guys, how long could you dodge 2 aggressive batons being swung at you all over the place? But thankfully, humans are just a little bit faster, and in one instance, she goes for a killing blow, overextends, and misses. This is my opportunity. I seize it. I go in hard for the tackle, just going back to that old football kind of moment, pick her up as hard as I possibly can. I managed to like tackle her up off the ground. I'm like running with her on my shoulder kind of, and the thing I think to do is to slam her down as hard as I possibly can on that security car, and when I do, I hear a huge crunch and then a loud scream, just like a banshee wail, and I know that I've done some damage. I know that I've been done some good. I didn't slam her directly on it, just kind of like sideways, like you pin her over the hood, and I'm not letting up. I'm not ready to die today, so I pick her up again and then slam her down on the ground again as hard as I possibly can, and I hear another super loud crunch and a scream, and she's still trying to swing around these batons. I just smack that out of her hand, grab one, and I smack her arm back down, break it in half, smack her in the leg so she can't go anywhere, and then give her one right proper whop in the face and manage to, I don't know, it didn't break her face, but I heard a little crunch and just all this blood and just some mess. It was not exactly a pretty sight. And I'm just about to deliver the killing blow, just about to put this thing in her face, just right through the head, and she starts to cry. And at this point, this is the first moment that I've had to think since this entire crazy adventure has started, why in the hell is this vampire crying? She's actually legitimately crying because she's scared of dying. And I have to stop and think, like, what the hell am I doing? Am I losing my mind? Do I have a concussion? Am I fighting a real security squad? Or the vampires good guys? What's going on here? And then I can hear her mumbling through her messed up, kind of like, because I hit her in the side of the face, she ain't able to talk super well, and she's in a lot of pain. She's just begging, please stop, just kill me. Just kill me like you killed my friend. Stop beating me and just kill me. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I look up just for a second. I look around me. I'm not looking at her, and I realize that I am the last man standing in a body pile. It looks like a war zone out here. There are 9 dead bodies, vampire and human, in various different states of disrepair laying all around me. It's a huge mess. And that I look around, and some of these dead vampires actually look pretty normal. They look like relatively normal people. And I'm starting to like, maybe I've killed normal people, but then I look closer and I see that they have fangs, or that they're pale, or that something's wrong. And I think they acted pretty normal in the airport too. Like, if it were a human airport and a bunch of vampires showed up, the security guys would roll up as hard as they can and try and contain it. And at this point, the gears are turning in my head as fast as they can. It's just like an epiphany is occurring. I realize this was a vampire airport. All of the advertisements there were for vampires. The small design differences that I noticed were for vampires. The reason they asked the old lady if she'd spilled food on her is because they thought they were serving blood on the plane. The vampire security force was trying to wrap up the humans. And at this point, I realized I'm the alien here. I'm the monster, I'm the outsider, I'm the legend, I'm the mythical thing in their world, and this is their world, and I have no business being here, and I have no idea how I got here. And this poor vampire, Spanish vampire lady, is looking at me, and she is terrified of me. I can see it in her eyes. I can't even imagine how much courage it must have taken for her to attempt to fight humans, because apparently humans are very scary. They tried to kill us just on contact, no mercy, no hesitation, like a plague, like the most dangerous thing. Like, you gotta go all in on it. And there she is trying to fight a human 1v1, and she's crying because she's afraid that I'm going to kill her. We stare at each other for a few seconds, just a few. I'm huffing and puffing and breathing deep and trying to catch my breath, and she's crying. And the only thing I can think to say is, I don't want to kill you. I don't want to kill anybody. I don't even know, like, look, lady, I don't even know how I got here. I don't know what's going on. And she interrupts me with her soft, whispery, but kind of broken voice telling me, all humans are killers. Just kill me and stop torturing me, you monster. And I'm not the monster here. And at this point in the distance, I can see another security car coming from way on down the tarmac. The lights are kind of distant, so I know I've got a little bit of time. And I just tell her, it's like, you know, I'm not going to kill you. As a matter of fact, I respect you because you fight really well and you're brave enough to fight humans, which apparently there's not supposed to be humans here. And I don't know what to do. And I get this idea, okay? My hand has been scuffed up from fighting, from on the tarmac, from all kinds of stuff, and it's bleeding. Like, you know, you fall and you rough your hand on the concrete. It's just torn skin. It's bleeding all over the place. And I tell her, here, I respect you enough to help you. Take this, and I take my hand and I squeeze it over her mouth to put some blood in. I tell her, it should help you heal faster. I don't know anything about vampires. I've never seen a vampire in my life, but I know they drink blood, right? So take this blood, and before she can answer, I'm just squeezing it in her mouth, and she's gargling a bit, but trying to drink it, and she does seem to manage to drink it down, and she's still crying and sobbing and not talking, and I give her one parting word. I was like, when the others come to pick you up, tell them I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to kill anyone. I'm not a monster. I'm from a world of humans, and I don't know how I got here. I'm alone, I'm scared, and I'm completely lost. Just leave me alone. Just don't come for me. Don't find me. Just completely leave me alone, and everything's going to be okay. And with that, I decide to book it and just run. I just leave her. I've given her blood. I'm bleeding all over the place. I'm feeling terrible. I survived a plane crash and melee combat and all this kind of stuff, running as fast as I possibly can across the tarmac. I can hear the car coming up behind me. I can see the lights. The planes are still flying over, so I hear the all the time, and I don't know what in the God's name is going on. And I hear somebody scream, Dawn, dawn break. I'm like, what? Thank God. And I'll look up and I see the sun rising, change my direction just a little bit to book it straight toward the sun as fast as I can, as if that's going to make any difference. But, you know, at this point, you're panicked or whatever. I hit the airport fence and start climbing over, and I hear the car turn around and go away, and I'm jumping, and about the time I hit the ground and get on the other side, dawn has finally broken. The lights are up. I'm booking it. I'm hitting this airport just outside of the, not this airport, this forest just outside of the airport, right? Because most major city airports aren't actually in the cities. They are just a little bit outside, like a wooded area. They kind of try to do a little noise reduction. So I'm running through that. I'm still booking it. And dawn, daylight is finally broken when I'm in this place. And I get near to the edge of the forest, or tiny little wooded area. It's not really a forest. It's just the little woods that surrounds the airport. And I look into the city, and I notice that the city is almost completely dead. It's empty. I'm able to see some advertisements and make some things out, and I see a few little vehicles putting around and just going to the houses, getting in the garage as fast as they can, and I realize that is a city full of vampires. And I realize that wasn't an airport full of vampires. This is an entire world full of vampires, and I am the only human in it. I am literally in a world of darkness. I hope you enjoyed part 2. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. This is going to be going a little bit more off the rails in part 3, which will be coming out in a few days. Drifter out.